Berkeley PhD chemistry student and Henan province-born Zhou Zihui recalls the day when he put his creation, this powder, to the test. He pumped air from outside the lab into a tube that mixed with his powder.
We can see the CO2 concentration drop down from 460 directly to zero in like 5 minutes. We actually didn't expect we can clean all the CO2 from the air, almost all the CO2 from air. And we were actually very excited. I told to our professor, and he said, okay, you have a very, very huge breakthrough.
That professor is world-renowned chemist Omar Yaghi, who points out something perhaps even more important. The powder can be used over and over.
In his experiment, he cycled 100 times. That showed absolutely no degradation of the performance, which tells us that this material is going to be able to cycle many, many hundreds of thousands of times.
Zhou's work utilizes Yaghi's invention, the covalent organic framework, a class of porous materials which Zhou describes like a system of Legos.
So the organic building blocks will combine with each other to form kind of pore space inside, just like when we build a house by using Lego. The pore space in the molecule or the material can trap a lot of gas inside.
And at the lab, it's not hard to find evidence of Zhou's meticulous and hard work. You can see previous generations and stretching all the way back 2 to 3 years, the different generations and materials. But right over here, we have the current generation being synthesized 100 degrees Celsius to create porous material to capture CO2. Today, captured CO2 is typically stored in the ground, though researchers and industries are experimenting with ways to convert it into fuel. Since publishing their findings, Zhou says he's already developed a next-generation powder that is 4 to 6 times faster at absorbing CO2.
So for climate change, I would say human can solve everything. And I believe that if you look back at the history of human, there's nothing we cannot solve.
A student like Zihui, their experience spans the entire spectrum of doing the basic science, understanding the properties of materials, but then solving a real problem in society. Our product is Zihui, not the materials. Our product is educating the future generation to understand their potential.
The scientists say one of the next important and challenging steps is scaling up the production of their material so that it can someday be deployed at plants around the world to rid the air of harmful emissions. Mark New, CGTN, Berkeley, California.